Will the real God step forward? G'day, I'm Justin Porter. Welcome to my channel. Today's date's the 3rd of the 3rd, 2026. And I would like you to read, all of you, to read 1 Kings chapter 18. The whole of chapter 18 in the book of Kings, the first of Kings, chapter 18, where it talks about the Israelites. Some of them are worshipping Jehovah, and the others of the Israelite priests are worshipping Baal, who was a rain god. So Elijah gets up on the mountain and tells them to all come together. Jehovah tells Elijah, get rocks and put some wood on them and make a sacrifice of 2 bulls, chop up the bulls into pieces. And you people who want to worship Baal, do the same thing. Get some rocks, get some wood, make a pier, and put the 2 bulls on it, chop it up into pieces as a sacrifice to your God, and put a trench around the wooden platform. And he told the Israelites who worshipped Jehovah to get 4 large jars of water and fill up the trenches around the wood with water. So put water on the 2 cows you chopped up, water on the wood, put water in the trough around your sacrifice, put water on the rocks, right? And Elijah said, now let's see who is the real God. Is it Baal, the rain god, or is it Jehovah? Now, Jehovah hadn't made it rain for 3 years because the people had been worshipping Baal, right? Now, I am an atheist. I am an agnostic atheist, so I don't believe in this. I first heard this story when I was 27 years old in 1988, and I was a bit sceptical about it because I wasn't brought up as a child. I wasn't born in to the Jehovah's Witness religion. Now, what happens? Fire from heaven comes down from the sky like a big flamethrower from heaven, and Jehovah burns up the 2 cows, the wood, and the stones, and burns the whole lot, stones, wood, and the 2 cows. That's after 4 large jars of water had been splashed, saturated with water. Now that's unscientific because it's impossible for fire to dissolve water and stone and wood and cows when it's saturated with water. That doesn't happen. Now, what had happened, because the Israelites were worshipping Baal, right, a Canaanite god, a rain god, that was why it hadn't rained for 3 years. Now, in the Middle East, droughts aren't uncommon. And so what happens? The Baal worshippers start praying to Baal, and he doesn't answer. They start cutting themselves with rocks and stones and chanting, and Elijah starts making fun of them, saying, has your God gone out for the day? Has your God gone to the privy? Has your God, he's not there? And so after the thing, Jehovah burns all the wood, the stones and everything. Elijah and God, Jehovah, right, now says, now go kill the 450 priests of Baal. Go kill the 450 priests of Baal. That is so wrong, because why didn't Jehovah, like, if that really did happen, the 450 priests of Baal would have said, wait a minute, we'll worship you, Jehovah. Yes, you are the true God. You've proven yourself to be the true God. Don't spare our lives. We will worship you, Jehovah. Don't kill us. Jehovah could have got 450 new subscribers to his channel. 450 new subscribers to his channel and worshippers. But no, they all get killed. They all get run through with a sword and killed. All 450 priests of Baal. So blood is spilt. So once the blood is spilt, Jehovah makes it rain. He makes it rain. Now, he needed blood spilt because if he didn't get the blood spilt, he wouldn't make it rain. Now, this is not a true story. This is not history. This is just a story. Why did they write the story? They wanted to put fear into people, saying ours is the true God and ours does wonders, but your God that you worship is false. Now, with the Middle East war, that we're looking at a Middle East war now with the United States of America and Iran, the Ayatollah Khomeini is supposed to be a man of God, the Islamic God Allah. He's a man of God, Ayatollah Khomeini. He worships Allah. And Donald Trump is a man of God and he worships Jesus. He worships Jesus, right? Some of you Christians may say, well, he doesn't really worship the true Jesus, but he says he's a Christian and he's a man of God, and a lot of Americans look at Donald Trump as a man of God. They look at him as a man of God, divine. He got shot in the ear. He's been 3 attempts on his life. Once shot in the ear, some other person tried to shoot him, and some other guy tried to shoot him. 3 attempts on his life, he survived. So a lot of Americans think he's divine. And Jesus is backing Donald Trump. Where in the Muslim world, the Ayatollah Khomeini was the supreme leader of the Islamic revolution, right? So you have 2 men of God. Now, as an agnostic atheist, I don't believe in God. I don't believe Jesus is real. I don't believe Allah is real. I don't believe the Bible's real. And also, when I first came in contact with Jehovah's Witnesses when I was 27 years old in 1988, and I first learnt about these stories, I could be sceptical. I could be, well, that's not really nice, killing 450 priests of Baal. You showed them you are the true God. Surely they would have worshipped you. And as an atheist and agnostic, I will worship Jehovah if he shows he's a God of love and kindness and not a bad-tempered God, not a jealous God. But when I see in the Bible story about 1 Kings chapter 18, I see a cranky, jealous, envious God who has to kill. And this is not a history. This is a story made up saying it's okay to kill people if they worship another God. If people worship another God other than your God, you can kill them and take their land and take their virgins and take whatever belongs to them because they worship the wrong God. Jehovah here wasn't killing atheists and agnostics. He was killing people who worship Baal. And why would they worship Baal if God was so true? But the real God will not step forward and show himself. And people have been fighting over religion, and this thing in the Middle East with the United States, it's a religious war. It's a religious war against the Christian country of the United States and the Islamic country of Iran, right? And they're just fighting over who is the right one, who's the wrong one. And as I could read the Bible when I was younger, as a 27-year-old, in 1988, I wasn't a child, I was 27 years old. When I first heard these stories, I could be more sceptical. But a lot of you born in Jehovah's Witnesses who were born into the religion, you hear these stories as a child. For instance, Korah. Remember Korah? I'm not too sure what chapter. But the Korah says to Moses, hey, that's enough out of you. We're all holy and God's with us too, right? And Moses said, well, we'll find out who God is with. Tomorrow morning, all meet up here, and all Korah's family get swallowed in the ground alive. The ground cracks open and swallows them all. That was a story. That was a story that leaders, Jewish leaders, created, saying, look, God is with us. And if you're not with us, you're not with God, and you don't matter. You should be killed. We can take your land. We can take everything you own and get rid of you because you don't worship the God. In other words, you don't worship us. Because a lot of these political leaders, a lot of these kings, and they always have divine favour of God, that they're on God's side. And even during World War II, the Germans had Gott mit God is with us, you know. And it's just war again. And when will mankind learn? When will he wake up and learn that we only get one life? This is it. One life. There's no evidence whatsoever for a heaven, a hell, a resurrection, a reincarnation. Zero evidence for resurrection, heaven, hell. Those 500 witnesses in the Bible don't count because it's a story. They had eyewitness accounts of it happening written by enemies and different people. That could count as evidence, but just saying 500 people saw the resurrection of Jesus is not evidence. And I have never read the Quran, and I haven't read it, so I don't know what it's about. But if it's got miracles in it and unscientific claims, and why does God need men to write books? Why doesn't God, the real God, step forward and show himself to all people? Just ride on the moon at night. Ride on the moon at night. Hey, my name's Jehovah. Come worship me. Come worship me. It's the 3rd of March today, and there is a lunar eclipse, solar eclipse. The moon's going to get like a red colour, you know. And, hey, my name's Jehovah. Come worship me. And I'd say, come worship you? Why? Why do you want to be worshipped? You know, you got the whole universe. Why do you want us little specks of dust to worship you? If you're a good God, a loving God, show yourself to atheists and agnostics like me and other people who are willing to believe in you and worship you. Will the real God step forward? Thank you very much.